black must play rook b6 to cut off white's king on the 6th rank. White has no real shield from the checks, and usually transitions to pawn endgames are all drawn. For instance, rook h7, king here, and the pawn endgame, of course, is completely drawn, as in this position you retreat to, remember from the first DVD, of course you retreat to f8. So this is no real winning try, and the only other way to make progress would be to advance the f-pawn, but then white's king, or if you just wait, if you mark time, then black also just waits. And the only other way to make progress would be f6 to use the f-pawn as shield, but now white's king has no protection against the checks from behind, so rook b1, and white's king has no shelter, and again this pawn endgame would be completely drawn, of course. And again you retreat to f8. And in this case there is simply no shelter from the checks. Okay, with white to move, on the other hand, this given position would be won as it is a bishop's pawn, and white can encircle black and must start with king g6. Of course, king f6 would be a stupid blunder, forcing black to establish Philidor's defensive set up, and no fourth of the world can break this. And after f6 you play, you remember? Of course. White's king has no shield. This is the main point of Philidor's defensive mechanism. Instead of king g6, f6 would also be a big mistake. Again, black draws easily as there's no shelter. So the only real chance, you can also find this by this method of exclusion, but you could of course also find it by searching for checks for the king, shelters for the king from checks. Now black's king cannot leave the 8th rank, black's rook cannot leave the 8th rank, as after rook b1 the f-pawn would queen. Check, 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 and the f-pawn would cost black's rook, as white's king would just approach would just approach the checking rook, and then the rook would be forced to sacrifice itself.